Good evening. It's 7 o'clock, and we have two meetings tonight. The first is the Cunningham Town Board, and that will be followed by the regular meeting of the Urbana City Council. I'd like to call the meeting of the Cunningham Town Board to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Ammons.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Jacobson.
Here.
Mr. Madigan. Miss Marlin.
Here.
Mr. Roberts.
Here.
Mr. Smythe. Mayor Pressing.
Here. The first item is the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move approval. Second.
Motion by Roberts, seconded by Ammons. Any additions or corrections? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That
Madam
motion
Chair,
carries.
I just have a correction for you there. There were no minutes in its packet for the township for you all to vote on yet.
Oh, okay. When are we going to get the minutes?
You will get them the next time we have the township meeting.
Oh, okay. All right, let's rescind that motion. Okay, reports, no, the committee to verify bills. Michelle Mayall is not here, and would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Dina Landis. I'm the caseworker and the community work program director at the township.
Okay, and you're going to do the committee to verify bills?
I am. Our June bills, including May interim checks in the town fund, were $46,971.84.
Oh, would you like to put your microphone on, please?
I'm sorry, I
just
thought I
punch
had
that
it on.
little button and
I'm just following the lead, how the meeting's gone so far. Okay, so the June bills, including May interim checks in the town fund, were $46,971.84, and in the general assistance fund were $17,780.48.
Okay. Is there a motion on that?
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the town fund and the general assistance fund as stated.
We don't have the details on that either. I don't know why, but
They were emailed to
Oh, they were
everyone, and
emailed,
those that
okay.
weren't got copies at their seat.
okay, but the minutes were not.
We did not get the minutes.
Okay. All right, we have a motion to approve the bills. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Reports of officers? No report. Petitions and communication, I have one person, Janelle Hardy.
Good evening. Janelle Hardy, 1901 East Michigan Avenue here in Urbana. Many of you know my face. I have, my previous position has allowed me to have many relationships with a lot of our nonprofits in the community. And I don't know where you all are in the process, but it had been shared with me that the Cunningham Township would not be interested in putting funds towards the Consolidated Social Service Fund.
That is not correct.
Okay,
They are contributing $100,000
that's wonderful.
and also possibly setting up a new rental assistance program for an additional $50,000.
Well, I'm very excited to hear that. My concerns have been addressed. So
Okay.
I am a supporter of Consolidated Social Service funding, and I know the benefits that it has in the city of Urbana, and so I'm happy that you all are supporting that.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the Cunningham Town Board? Okay, we don't have any unfinished business that we're going to deal with, at least. New business, resolution is ascertaining the prevailing rate of wages for 2015. Do you want to talk about that at all?
I know that it was emailed to everyone. This is something that's done every year, a resolution for the prevailing wages.
Okay, so that's the same as what the city would have,
I believe so,
but you need to do it
yes.
for the township.
Exactly.
Okay. Is there a motion on that?
I'll second.
Motion by Smythe, seconded by Roberts. Any discussion? Yes,
So
Eric?
I just have a question. So this is essentially exactly what we did last year except the numbers may be, are the numbers any different, or are the numbers the same?
The state issues a new list for every county, 102 counties, every year. I didn't happen to compare this list with last year's, so I don't know for a fact that there are or not changes, but they determine every year what the numbers are. And then the state statute requires that each unit of government adopt it. I think it'd be a lot simpler if the state would just adopt it every year, but this is the process.
So I assume that the sanction for not meeting that requirement is not to be able to get state grants.
I don't recall that there is a specific sanction to the state. There may be. I've read this, but not in a while. But you're required to pay prevailing wages.
Sure.
And if you didn't pay prevailing wages, then you might have issues raised by unions or by the construction workers who didn't get paid what they were supposed to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else? All those in favor? Please
Aye.
Okay. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, we have closed and open sessions to consider pending litigation pursuant to the Open Meetings Act.
There's no need for a closed session. I can give you an update.
Okay.
The Attorney General filed its brief in the Carl appeal on May 11th. That was after 130 days of extensions of time, after which it filed a brief 7 pages long. The next step is that Carl has a brief due in 2 weeks, and then all the other parties can file a reply brief if they choose to do so within 2 weeks after that, and then we'll get a date for oral argument in Springfield. So that might be 2 months or so from now.
Okay, so
when
that
we-
would be the first appearance at the appellate court?
That would be in the appellate court.
Okay. Any questions for Fred? Eric?
Now, just to clarify, the litigation we're talking about here is the hospital's allegation that they are owed back taxes. Is that correct?
In Carl's case,
In
yes.
Carl's case.
That's correct.
And the Attorney General's brief, as I understood from a previous communication from you, was basically on our side, that the Attorney General's office does not feel that we owe back taxes. Is that correct? Or refunds of prior year taxes?
The Attorney General's position in the litigation has been consistent with ours. In this particular appeal, which is not of everything in the case, but just of a specific ruling that the judge made around the first of the year, the Attorney General's position was that that was not an appealable order and that the appeal should be dismissed. Our position is, assuming that the court does not dismiss the appeal, the statute is unconstitutional. We raised that in response to what Judge Leonard did.
Okay, so you've used, I just wanted to be clear for the public record that mainly they're on our side.
That would be my evaluation of it, yes.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much. Charlie?
I'd like to request a meeting of the Finance Committee as we go over the township budget to get a clear picture. And traditionally it was scheduled for the third Monday of each month. We sort of canceled all of those occurrences, so we need to make a special arrangement for that. I'm not sure exactly what the process is for making that request, but I'd make a motion that we have such a meeting prior to our council meeting on June 15th.
Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Charlie Smythe, seconded by Dennis Roberts, that we have a, do they call it the finance or they call it the budget?
I think it's the finance committee, isn't it? It's finance subcommittee, something like that. Budget committee, then. Okay. It is
Okay.
the budget committee.
Diane?
Just a question, is this the board as a whole, or is it a subsection of the board?
It's
It's
the whole
Board of the whole?
town board, yeah. That's the title of an agenda that we get periodically.
Yeah, and if I could
There's-
speak to the motion.
Okay, go ahead, Charlie.
I'd just like to get a full spreadsheet version of what we've been doing for, of what was expended in the 2 prior fiscal years, where we are year-to-date for fiscal year ending here, and then the projected budget for next year, so that we can look at basically a 4-year window.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. There being no further business, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.